What is up, YouTube? We are back from Iceland, and I am just getting back in the swing of things. It's Sunday today. Taking Mr. Charles here out for a hike. We're gonna go down to Quail Lake. It's about a 3-mile round trip. But yeah, I just wanted to touch base and kind of start getting back into the rhythm. I think Iceland was sick. Tons of waterfalls. I love being in European culture. Those who know me know that I grew up in Germany, so it's a little bit of home, I guess you could say, just the way that the world operates overseas, especially in Europe, a little bit more. It's slower, you know, the pace is slower. And it's a really nice kind of way to detach, I think, for a bit and gain some perspective. At least for me, it was good to be able to gain a little bit of perspective on some things. So I'm glad I went. It was the first 8-day block that I've taken off from working in probably since I started real estate. So that was good, just for a little bit of a mental reset. And I think it kind of highlighted a few things for me in my personal life and what I want to touch on with like burnout and just what the true balance, or what a healthy balance more so, looks like with, you know, working hard and hustling, right? But making sure that you incorporate healthy time off so that you can, you know, when you are producing, you're producing at a high level. And you know, that's something that there's been a lot of motivational speakers that I've listened to and heard, and people that will say, you know, the successful people in life don't know work, leisure balance, like you just know work. And I'll tell you, I had a very poor kind of work leisure balance set up, especially early on in my real estate days. And it made me a lot of money very quickly, and it got my business rolling. But I'm at a point now where, you know, I have to ask myself, is it worth it to kind of run myself into the ground on a schedule like that? And how to have a schedule like that where, you know, you are putting in 10, 12-hour days. I'm not against that. I think that is the way that it should be, especially for young men. But how to have a setup to where you're doing that and then you're still able to, you know, enjoy life and reap the benefits of it. So I'll touch on that a bit, touch on some Iceland highlights, and oh. Also, if you can't tell, I whenever I'm out doing stuff, I much prefer to just be in the moment experiencing it. So I'm not very good at the whole like vlogging on the go and taking the camera with me. I had it there, but 9 times out of 10 I was just hiking, and I apologize for the lack of Iceland footage, but it's a work in progress. Quick cut. I am getting ready. It's the next day after what I filmed yesterday, but I did want to touch on a couple things. My weight, I'm consistently been going down. I'm at 220. I weighed in yesterday. I'll put like an iPhone clip. I just filmed it. But that's sick. I lost about 3 pounds in Iceland. And one thing to note is that, I mean, European lifestyle is just so much healthier. I think a lot of the rest of the world's lifestyle is just so much healthier in minimal processed foods. Like you're eating, I mean, breakfast, you're eating cheese, meat, some toast, fresh fruit, you know, everything is just a lot cleaner and a lot healthier. And so me losing weight while I was traveling wasn't even, and granted I was hiking a bunch too, but I feel like it wasn't even that difficult to kind of stay on top of things. So that's pretty sick. But now we're going to get back over there and I'm going to talk about some real estate stuff. And while I was gone, side note, while I was gone, my application for the house that I'm looking to assume got denied. And they denied it based on credit, even though the credit score that they pulled for me was a 780 something. So I have an appeals process going in with them. But I think it's important to highlight on the real estate side, right? These banks, it doesn't make sense for them to hold on to loans at 2%, 2.5%, 3% even. So it's in the bank's best interest for them to close that loan out. Me assuming it, you know, they're making 4 to 5% less money than if I were to, you know, use my own loan and go from the get. So we're battling the big banks out here, but I still think sub-twos, assumables, seller finance stuff, it is the way to go in real estate right now. And it's all stuff that I'm diving a lot heavier into. So stay tuned. I'll keep you updated on how the appeal goes with it. And yeah. So when I talk about not hitting burnout and having, you know, healthy free time incorporated in your schedule, I think one of the big things that I want to stress on is we really, like, our free time can be very productive and growth oriented. You know, I think for me, a lot of times I find myself working and then I'm tired and done with working. So then I find myself just scrolling or watching sports or doing mindless activities. So then it feels like for me to do stuff like taking a week off and going, you know, to another country, that is me taking too much time off. When I reflect on my schedule and I'm like, man, I waste so much time on a day-to-day basis. Stop. Sit down. Stop. Sit. Come here, sit. That I waste so much time on a day-to-day basis. Stop it. That I waste so much time on a day-to-day basis doing shit like that. And if I